Today I'm taking you on a hike and wild camp in the beautiful but rugged landscape of Leitrim, Ireland. This route is new to me, but based on my last camping experience on the other side of this range, I know it's going to be a tough trek with a heavy pack. In this first video, you'll see how I stumbled on the perfect little camping spot, survived a really cold overnight and caught a gorgeous sunrise in the morning. And if you're up to day 2, where I found a hidden waterfall and an amazing gorge, let me know in the comments and I'll get it out sooner.
I'm glad you're joining me here on another wild camp out in County Leitrim. Today we're heading up the southern slope of Aneirin, but not heading to Aneirin this time. Been there a few times. We're heading over to Kilcullen. There's a little lock there where I'm hoping the ground is going to be suitable to pitch tent, but if not, I'm sure we'll find some place up there, although it is very boggy, it is very heathery. It's the usual here in County Leitrim. It's very wild, it's very open, the land is suitable for sheep, not much else, but it's fantastic wetlands, wet being the operative word. So when I get up over the ridge, I'll have Aneirin Mountain on my left. There's a mine workings there. I'm not too sure what type of mine workings. I'll maybe look it out tonight and see if I can find any information on that. So Aneirin will be on one side and Aneirin on the other. I'm going to get up this boreen, as they call them over in Ireland, or they do in Mayo anyway, because that's where my folks come from and that's where I spent most of the summer holidays as a kid. Plastic paddy, as we were called, which is fine by me. Once I get up the end of this boreen here, I'm going to start navigation. Now it's straightforward, it's a straight line, but it's fairly steep. I'll just show you over there. So once we get to the end here and up towards the left side, if we carried on to the right, I'd end up at Aneirin. This is October now. Don't know when this video will come out, but it's before the clocks go back. So it's about 4:30 and I've got a couple of hours. 6:30 will be comfortable to get there, set up camp before the sun starts setting. I'm at the top of the track, and that's just at this point here. You can see the dotted lines coming up from the road. Now I said it would take me 17 minutes. It took me 14 minutes today, but it is a track and my pace would have been much faster. So I'll be going from the end of this track, and I've just come over a gate, to that little lock, but it's a straight line up, and there isn't too many markers on the route that I'm going to be taking to actually time in between. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to aim for this flat section here as a break. Now overall the plan is I came up this track, and this will be a straight line up the side of the hill here to 561, and it's 108 degrees, 3100 meters. Now that equates to, at 4 kilometers an hour, 47 minutes and 33 minutes when I take into account the contours. So it'll take me approximately 80 minutes to get there. Now that's a long stretch without a break. So I've seen a flatter area here, as I was just discussing. That's the same bearing, 1800 meters, 37 minutes, and when I take the contours into account, it's another 25 minutes, 62 minutes. So when I set off from here to get to that point there, it'll be 62 minutes. But I'll know I'm on track most of the way, because as I'm heading up here, it'll be falling away. The ground will be falling away mostly to the right and climbing to the left until I get to that point where it becomes more of a flat area for me, and then it's a direct up with the land falling away to the right and also falling away to the left. There's this very significant river, and once I get to this point here, it'll be back to my 5 o'clock, almost directly behind me. Set myself up on this rock here, but obviously this isn't local. It would have come down in the last ice age, even I don't remember that. But I noticed that my compass is moving around a little bit. I'll head a little bit away from these areas. There might be minerals in it or metals that are putting things off. It's the direction I want to be heading off in. Heading towards the sheep, but I can't rely on them. They'll move. Yeah, this could be slow progress. It's very boggy, very heathery, very wet land. If I do 4 kilometers an hour, I'll be doing good. I must head up there another time. That looks really interesting. That's a bit of a pull up there. Just catching my breath. I've paused my stopwatch. I'll take another look at my bearing. So 108 degrees below the ridge. Look at my compass. That's it. Making sure I'm staying accurately to a bearing. Lovely evening anyway. Supposed to have been no rain, but I can see showers, and we have had showers, but this is Ireland, there's always showers. Well, that's the second time. Jacket off, jacket on. It's getting a bit later in the evening now, so I'm just going to leave it on. So once that shower passes through, which I hope it is just a shower, it's staying on. Yeah, you can see the shower over there. Quite a bit coming in. Well, that's the leggings on as well. I know it's just a shower coming through, but I can't afford to get wet for the night as I'm camping out. As soon as I put this on, I know it's going to stop any second now. But they're staying on. Very heavy going. I'm doing a lot less than 4 kilometers an hour. This is the sort of terrain I'm going through. My wife sees some of this and she says, why do I do it? She can't understand it. But they'll never understand, will they? But we know. I think. Well, this isn't chat as you walk countryside anyway, that's for sure. But it is special. Not an easy path in sight. That looks like nice waterfalls over there. Definitely have to head for that next time. Maybe camp above it. But I have been looking for a space if I had to, as an emergency or as a stopgap, head back to when I haven't come across a single spot at the moment. Hoping when we get to the ridge there will be some flatness there anyway. Because there won't be enough time to head all the way back before it gets dark. So I'll be camping somewhere. Sun peeking through behind me. Let's hope it's not going down. I'm not expecting it to just yet. So just doing another bearing check. God, this is tough going. It's been tough going. Well, 60 minutes to the rocks behind me. I have a bit more to go till I get the flat area that I was timing for 62, but if I get up there and I make it in about 65, 67, 68, I'll be happy enough. This heather's been murder. A more accurate pace would probably be about 5 kilometers an hour over this sort of terrain, but I didn't know it was going to be as hard as this when I planned it. Didn't look it from the road anyway, that's for sure. But I'll know for next time. Here we are on the flatter area. So there's the rise leading up to the lock that I'm aiming for. I'll check the timer here now. I said 62 up here, but I think I aimed for a little bit further up. But that wasn't bad. Maybe 4 kilometers an hour is still fine for me, even over that terrain. Or else I did pretty well there anyway, to be quite honest. So I keep going up here. I will be losing the light soon enough. I'll see if I can get a pitch up here, even if I can't go right to the summit. If I find anything worthwhile, I might just take it. Need to crack on now. So another quick bearing check. The magnetic needle in this housing. And we're heading up for that peak. I've just stumbled across a really nice spot here. I can't let it past. I could keep going for the summit, and in 20 minutes I'll probably lose the light. Not far off, and there might be something suitable up there, but this is brilliant. Fantastic. And the sound of a lovely stream, mountain stream running down. I'll be able to get some water and try out my new filter. So happy days. It's starting to get cold as well. So it is October now, and I must check the forecast, but I know it'll be getting reasonably chilly later on. Time to get the tent up. Oh, what a difference! What a difference a polyester jacket makes. Oh, great pitch! I'm so happy. I'm glad I didn't press on. That would have been a mistake. Thankfully that's the tent up. Great timing. So pleased I didn't try and push on. I'd have been struggling then in the dark. Get a brew, get some noodles, sandwich, and relax for the night. Fantastic, loving it now. Tough old walk up that, I must admit. Much harder than I thought it was going to be, especially with a very heavy pack. But that's what it's about. Expect the unexpected. Now look at that, I got myself a lovely spot. Happy. I'm so glad I didn't keep bashing onto the summit. Getting to the peak wasn't the aim for tonight, it was to go and do a wild camp. I just couldn't pass this spot up. It's the only place on an hour's hike that I could have possibly camped in, and I've just about got everything squared away, so I'm very happy with that. Good decision, Mike, for a change. Good decision. Don't know what the temperature is, but certainly dropping. I won't have too much to talk about tonight. It was just a quick trip out. I wasn't expecting to get out. In fact, I was in the gym this morning doing a little bit of a workout, and I'm so glad I didn't do legs, because God, that was tough coming up. I wasn't expecting that. Every step was into deep heather, but the timing still worked out all right. So I don't know whether I'll head up in the morning. I still have to be back for work, so I may not have the time. But I'll inspect the map, get an idea of that. I think it's another 20 minutes up. I have been there before. I came across from Aneirin, and yeah, it's very boggy and heathery. It's all the same. But I did notice as I was coming up in this direction, the route up to Aneirin looked really interesting, and there's a lovely waterfall in the distance which I couldn't tell from the map. I will check it out. Definitely got to head for that next time. In fact, when I picked this route out, I was seeing it from the road, and just as I was driving I thought, oh, that's the route that I would be taking up. But when I actually planned it on the map, I thought, well, no, I won't go up to Aneirin. I've been there. I have a number of hikes in the pipeline, but the catalogue's building up. They're all a bit samey, of course, but all these hiking videos or wild camping videos are a little bit samey. I did call into a local library trying to find out a bit more about the hills and the locks and the names, and they didn't have very much information at all. And I don't suppose too much has happened up on these. Haven't given up. I'm going to investigate. I'm sure I'll find something of interest. And what's interested me now is to have these noodles. We'll give that a few minutes. Time to get out and take a look at the day, I think. A bit chilly overnight. I'm going to have to rethink the sleeping situation. The down sleeping bag I've got isn't really up to the job of going through the winter. So if I'm going to do many more of these, I'm going to have to sort something out. But it wasn't too bad. Let's go and see what it's like outside.
Ah, lovely morning. Well, no wonder I'm cold. Tent is covered in frost this morning. Wow, it's looking good out there though. Let's make a move. I don't know what temperature it is, but there's a layer of frost and a good layer at that. So no wonder I got so cold in the night. I'll take a bit of defrosting. I've been awake since about 5:30, maybe even a bit sooner, because it got so cold last night. I don't think my kit's up to it. Certainly not my sleeping bag. I did have to get my warm jacket here out and put it on in the middle of the night, which was fine, no problem. It did help. But I'm definitely going to have to look at possibly a different sleeping bag, that's for sure. Or else maybe get some warm down trousers. Maybe that'll do it. But anyway, we're learning lessons. It is cold, but it is bright, so I need to get moving. Hands are getting quite cold holding this here at the moment. Might set up a time lapse for the sunrise. It might be quite interesting. Let's see. I think I'll take a look at the map and get a different route back down this morning. Go over to the waterfall that I saw. Wow, really brightening up now. Getting the morning sun reflecting on the ridge in the background towards Aneirin. Beautiful. Yeah, it's a great day here today. Been a bit lazy, taking my time getting the tent down. Need to speed up a wee bit. Behind me is the route I would have taken to Cullion, but I don't have the time to get up there now, so I'm just going to be heading back. I'm going to be going back a different route. I have looked at the map and I'm going to be heading over to the waterfall area. So when I leave here, it'll take me about 12 minutes to get to the first flat point, but I'll get a view of it from there. So it might be a little bit more interesting than when I came up, but that all depends on the terrain over there as well. I'm sure it's not going to be any less heathery, but we'll give it a go, see how we get on. At last camp I was on, I gave myself a little bit of a snag in my lower back, and strangely enough it was just putting my boots on, cold in the morning, bent over too much and then pulling too hard on the laces to tighten them up, and I do have a bit of a back problem when I felt it. So today I'm out of the tent, I'm kneeling and protecting myself as I tighten my boots up. So that's a lesson to all old fellas and people with a little bit of a weak lower back. We have sheep just appearing on the ridge there. They were probably wondering, who's this fella taking over their favourite pitching spot themselves overnight, and when's he clearing off? Soon enough. Well, there's some more evidence of how cold it was last night. The waistband of my rucksack was sticking out the tent slightly. It's still not clearing off anyway, so I'm going to have to shove that into the bottom pocket of my rucksack, not put it on the inside. No harm. Wow, light's looking great over there. Well, finally all the gear out of the tent. Just need to get the tent away and I'm off. I'm definitely going to have to get more efficient at doing this for the winter. In the summer it was alright, had loads of time, but not in the winter. I need to be more efficient at getting stuff ready because it's quite cold. But it's warming up here now. It's a lovely morning. Behind me there, sun's coming up on the ridge. It's great. I'm grateful for my sealskin gloves, waterproof gloves, stopping my hands freeze, really good. If you're interested in day 2 of this wild camp, have a look at the follow-on video where I came across a waterfall and gorge which I noted for closer inspection on my next outing. And if you enjoyed this content, then please hit the thumbs up, subscribe, and maybe even leave a comment.